Hello everybody, hope you are doing well. Today we are going to be implementing the notification view, which is this one and this one. So hope you find it exciting and let's start coding. Okay, so let's start by creating two new folders in our notification folder. So we go to our notification folder and we create a first one called view model and the second folder that we will call view. Okay, perfect. Let's start with our view model folder. We will create a new file from template. We will call it a Swift file. We will call it notification view model. Okay, perfect. And in my notification view model, let's create a class, a notification view model. Let's import the observation framework. Let's make it observable. And here what I want. As you see, I got updates and inbox. And one of the good ways to do it is to do an enumeration where we got the tab selection, where we got two cases, one for updates and one for inbox. And that tab selection, we will call it in our view model. We will create a variable. So we will create a new notification tab selection. And here I got two cases. The first one will be updates and the second one will be I think inbox. Okay, perfect. Now I can call it inside my view model. So it will be var tab selection. It will be of type notification tab selection, and by default it will be equal to dot updates, because when I go to my notification, by default it's inside this view. It starts with update, so by default I will make it equal to dot updates. Okay, which is perfect. Now the second thing, I need to create my view. So new file from template inside my view folder of type SwiftUI view, and we will call it notification view. Okay. And as probably you all have guessed, we need to call our view model. So first thing, let's have add state private var view model, and it will be equal to notification view model. Okay, perfect. Now let's see what we will be building. As you probably can guess, this is a V-stack. So we got a V-stack, and inside this V-stack we got an A-stack. So let's implement it. So we got a V-stack, and inside this V-stack we got an A-stack. Okay, and we will give it a spacing of 30 for the A-stack. Okay, now as you can see, we can click on it. So we probably got two buttons. So let's add two buttons, a button with action and label, and after that another button with action and label. Okay, perfect. And this A stack is in the top. So after the A stack, we are going to need a spacer. So after this A stack, we are going to have a spacer. Okay. Now let's go to the label of the button. As you can see, this is a V stack where you got a text, and under this text we got a rectangle. So let's implement it. In the label, let's implement a V stack with a spacing of, with a spacing of 4. And here we got a text that says updates with a font of dot headline, a font weight of dot semi bold, and the foreground style of color dot dark gray. Okay, perfect. After this VStack, as you can see, we got a rectangle. Or after, I apologize, after the text, we got a rectangle inside the VStack. So let's create a rectangle with, I apologize, with a frame of width and height of 70 for the width and the height of 4, and for foreground style it will be color dot dark gray. Okay, perfect so far. And we could do the same again for inbox, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense to repeat all this. It's better if we do a reusable component. So we do extract subview, and we do a refactor rename. Okay, and let's call it tab selection view. Okay, perfect so far. And here, because it's reusable, we cannot write updates, so we will probably need to pass the update. So it will be private var title of type string. We also need to pass the width because it's different from one to another. So private var width, it will be of type CG float. Okay, so let's start with these two. Okay, and here we need an initializer. Of course, instead of updates, we will write title, and instead of width of 70, we will pass width. Okay, now if I go and add the missing arguments, here it will be updates, and for the width, it will be 70. If I do also the same, copy and paste this, and instead of updates, write inbox, and instead of 70, write 45. Okay, I don't know why it didn't update, which is a little bit strange. Okay, I'm not sure why it didn't update. Let's go to our tab bar, to our main tab view, and instead of class text notification, replace it with notification view. And hopefully it will probably be a bug. Like I said, it's a bug. Okay, now let's go back to our notification view, and as you saw, both of them are now have a rectangle with a color of dark gray. Okay, which is wrong. One of them should have it, the other not. So the question is how we can do this. Okay, and to achieve this, we need to know our tab selection. For example, if I click on updates, I should have view model dot tab selection. It needs to be equal to dot updates. And if I click on inbox, view model dot tab selection should be equal to dot inbox. Okay, perfect so far. So to know this, first thing I need, because as you know, I got the view model, the tab selection, it's inside the view model. So I need to pass the view model. So here I will need at bindable private var view model of type notification view model. Okay, and the second thing I need to know is the tab selection. I need to pass the current tab selection, so I need to pass private var tab selection, and it's of type notification tab selection. Okay, so now if I add these two to my initializer, so if I add the view model to my initializer and add tab selection to my also to my initializer, and here got of course self.viewModel equal bindable wrapped value of view model and self.tab selection equal tab selection, and if I add the missing argument, of course, in this case the view model and the tab selection, that will be in this case dot updates, and here if I also add the view model and the tab selection, because here we are in inbox, we need to pass dot inbox. Okay, if we do all this, instead of having foreground style to be dark gray, I can do a little test and check my view model dot what is it called, my dot tab selection. So here, for instead of color dot dark gray, I can do a test. If a view model dot tab selection is equal to, or to the one I'm set, is equal to tab selection, in that case color is dot dark gray, else it's equal to dot clear. Okay, and as you know, I'm sending tab selection in this case dot inbox, so in other words I'm checking if view model dot tab selection is equal to dot inbox, or in this case if it's equal to dot updates, and as you see it's working perfectly. Okay, the next thing now is to do a switch to know if it's update to display updates view, and if it's inbox display inbox view. To do so we need to have two new views. So first one will be SwiftUI view, we will call it updates view, okay, perfect, and instead of hello world we will make a vstack, and here we will have a text of updates, and we will create another file, we will SwiftUI view, we will call it inbox view, and this inbox view will have, instead of this, also a vstack that contains text that is inbox, and we will give it a little bit of padding of dot top. Okay, perfect, we will do the same also for updates view. Okay, and now if I go to my notification view, and after that I'm done with my A stack, here we will do a switch. Okay, a switch, I apologize, on view model dot tab selection. We check our tab selection and we got two cases. If it's case of dot updates, in that case we display update view. If it's case dot inbox, we display inbox view. So if I go, and as you can see it's working perfectly. If I go now to my main tab view and check it, hopefully also everything will be working perfectly. Okay, if I go to notification, as you can see, it's working perfectly, which is perfect. In the next video, we will be implementing this view and this one, and hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.